Hi there, I am Christine Kidder-Graves, your executive career coach, and I specialize in working with marketing and sales executives to really help them take their strength, their skills of being awesome marketers and salespeople and channel it on themselves, because that's what a job search is, or, having a solid career plan, even if you're not in job transition mode. You really need to be able to market and sell yourself and your value proposition. And my training that I'm doing today is to help you stand out and get hired, because in every conversation that I have each day, I am talking to leaders that are applying for jobs, and they're seeing that thousands of applicants have applied for the same job. It's pretty discouraging. It's very frustrating. What do you do in that situation? What you do is you do something different. You don't follow the crowd. You don't do what everyone else is doing. And today, that's what this is focused on, because I want you to stand out. I want you to be recognized by your tribe, by that company that would love to have you on their team. You hit home runs for them. You do a great job. But first, they have to see you. If they can't find you, if they don't see you, it's not going to happen. You're not going to connect. So that's what today is about. That's what this short training is about. So I'm just going to jump right in, and it's all about differentiation. How are you different from everyone else? You don't want to blend in the crowd. You want to stick out like a sore thumb. So the first thing that you need to know, and you need to know this backwards and forwards, otherwise you're just wasting your time doing a job search. It's your brand summary or your value proposition. Okay, they're basically the same thing, but you need to know that, and you need to be grounded in it and rooted in it. You need to know it backwards and forwards. You need to know it in your sleep. You need to be able to say it blindfolded with your hands tied behind your back. You just need to know it no matter what, and it needs to be in your core. All right. So, and what is that? My marketing experts know what it is out there, but I like to think of it as the value that you provide. How are you different from everyone else? And if you're not clear on that, there's lots of things that you can do to get clear. A simple starting point is you can go to those people who've hired you in the past, or those people that told you, I love working with you. Those people that wrote recommendations for you on your profile, the people who are willing to be references for you. Okay. Those people who want to help you with your job search. You need to talk with them and find out, hey, what is it? Why did you like working with me? And how am I different from other people? How do I hit a home run? So really take that step in starting to define what your unique value proposition is. What is your brand summary? Okay. And then once you're clear on it, then you can communicate it in a variety of ways. You want to make sure that you're consistent in communicating it, but it absolutely needs to be in your LinkedIn profile. It needs to be in your resume, in your cover letter, and even give us a taste of it when we're communicating. You need to be on brand consistently. And it's definitely an art, but it's really important. And that's the first step in you being different, standing out from the crowd. But if you don't start with that, then the rest can't fall into line. Okay. I would say don't apply to job postings, period. Do not apply to them. Okay. Because I do feel like it's a waste of time if you're just doing that by itself. Okay. Now you can certainly apply if you have a connection. That is ideal. And you really need to get right to the decision maker. The decision maker is the person who makes the hiring decision. They get to decide, I'm going to hire person A or person B or person C. But that's the person that you have to go directly to. And there are going to be barriers to you getting through that person. There's going to be all sorts of barriers, but you have to get through those and get right to that decision maker. LinkedIn is a great tool to help you find that path to the decision maker. So that's important to really contact that person. But really, and this is to everyone who is not in job search mode right now, someone who's not in transition. If you are watching, you need to hear this. You need to start now with your connections. If you've been neglecting your existing connections, if you haven't been making new connections, you are not helping yourself. You do not want to be in reactive mode. You do not want to wait until the time when you do need to find a job. No, that's not good, because number one, what if there's an opportunity out there that would be a great next step for you, but you don't know about it because you haven't done the proper connection work. You haven't stayed connected with your existing contacts. You haven't made connections. You're not really using LinkedIn. You're kind of letting it just go by the wayside. You're wasting it. And you're just not stepping outside. You're not going out there. You're not making sure that people are seeing you. That is not productive. And again, you're missing out on opportunities. Ideally, we should all be in the mode where we can find our next opportunity without having to do a job search. That's critical. And I think I have talked with people, maybe you're one of them, where you were able to land at least one position without having to do a job search. You found the role through a connection. You might not have even had to interview. I know that happened to me. I didn't have to interview for one of the positions that I had been in for a couple of years. So again, really think about that. Think strategically and don't be reactive. And that's why the connection work is so important. So it definitely goes beyond just reaching out to the hiring manager when you apply for a job. You want to be connecting with decision makers in general, because what if a role can be created for you? There is the hidden job market. So, by you connecting with decision makers and having conversations with them, that's where the magic happens. And that's where a position could be created for you. It's definitely possible. Okay, so that's the second key that I wanted to speak to. The last key is the three things that others aren't doing that you need to do. And I would love to invite you to comment, share a comment on if you can think of anything else that you feel other people aren't doing that maybe you should be doing, or maybe that you have done that's worked for you. Let's try to make this as collaborative as possible, because I know there's a lot more things that job seekers can do that the crowd is not doing. And that's the thing. It's like, always ask yourself this question, like really every day of your job search, and even every day of your career, ask yourself, what's something different that I need to do today? Different from what everyone else is doing. Do not follow the crowd. And even on LinkedIn, I encourage you to take that approach too. So let me blow this out more for you. So 3 things that others aren't doing that you need to do. Okay. So the very first thing is video messaging. And I shared this in my video from yesterday, my short 90-second video. And video messaging. Don't send the usual message in LinkedIn messaging. Send a video message. Think about it. If you were to receive a video message from someone, how likely are you to watch it versus something else? I'm more likely because I'm curious. I'm like, oh, this is a video message. I want to see what this person is saying. And it's super easy because all you have to do is click on it. So why not? Versus text messages and LinkedIn messaging, they can easily get lost. That's my one complaint with LinkedIn messaging is it's really easy to lose track of messages and to miss a message. Tip for you, not really related, but it's helpful. In your messaging inbox, you can actually you can select the messages that are unread and it filters, but still it's not a fail safe. It's easy to miss those messages in LinkedIn messaging. So that's something, do video messaging. If you're uncomfortable with video messaging, start with a voice message. Why not do that instead? Again, that could be something easier, different. They can hear your voice. Give it a try. See if it works for you. You don't have anything to lose. Plus, again, I don't think other people are doing that. So that's a good thing. This third thing, I'm actually going to give you 4 things. But this third thing, too many people don't do. I wish more people would do this. And what it is, it's commenting on posts that you see on LinkedIn, right? And you do need to take a strategic approach to this. Okay. And your strategic approach you'd be using with a target company list, right? And I think many job seekers do have a target company list, but this is where it breaks down. You're using it as like a storage cabinet. It's like keeping a record of where you're applying for jobs, but that's not very helpful. You want to have it work for you, and you need to use it as your GPS that takes you to your next job. So with the target company list, that is helping to guide your connection work that you're doing. And let's say I have BetterUp as one of the companies on my target company list. Then I'm going to follow them. I'm going to follow their posts, and I'm going to comment on their posts, the posts that I feel are relevant and that I can contribute to. But I want to stand out. And most people on LinkedIn do not comment. Most people on LinkedIn are lurkers. Don't be a lurker. It's way too easy to be a lurker, and it's kind of lazy. I want you to contribute. I want you to step forward and let your voice be heard. And that happens when you comment. Don't just react to posts. Don't just like it or love it or whatever. I want you to comment on a post. And you can comment, and what's even better is if you can ask a curious question. So ask a question and try to get some dialogue going, because when dialogue occurs in the comments, then everybody wins. We're all learning something. So that's an approach that you can use. Okay. So that was my third thing. I'm going to give you my 4th tip. This is number 4 on, things that other people aren't doing that you need to do. And the 4th thing is I would encourage you to call people on the phone. So yes, the phone. Still use the phone. It's important. Because again, I don't think everyone is doing that. No, I don't think so. And this is a great way to stand out from everyone else. Now, ideally, you want to go directly to the decision maker, to the hiring manager. So if you are able to find out who that position reports into, that's posted, you have their name, you have their title, then call into the company. Now, they may be remote, they may be hybrid, I'm not sure. But what do you have to lose if you can call them, at their work phone number? That is possible. You might be able to do that. So again, I know it's different now post-pandemic because so many people are working remotely or working from home, but give that a try and see if that works. So yeah, so those are my main tips. So again, it was knowing your value proposition. And if you're unclear about that, you can tap into your connections. You can tap into those people who would be references for you, who've written recommendations, the people in your existing connections, even in staying in touch with your existing connections. When you're reaching out to them, ask them, hey, would you be willing to write a recommendation for me? And I'd be happy to return the favor. Of course, you don't want to do that for someone you're not willing to write a recommendation for. So, but I'm thinking if someone is like an advocate for you in your career, then you most likely would be, willing to write them a recommendation. So you can do that and really tap into those people and get feedback from them on your brand, on what your value proposition is. And another thing too is there are assessments that are out there that you can take for free. And in my former life as an HR leader, there were a lot of assessments that I had experience with and using, and we would use them in hiring. We would also use them in development, professional development. Those assessments can really give you insight into your brand and how you're invaluable to others. And I use an assessment tool with my clients. I use the Clifton Strengths Finder assessment. That can really give you a lot of insight if you're not sure what your brand is. Okay. So really think about using that tool, tapping into it. Yeah, so that's important to keep in mind. What else? I'm trying to think of anything else. So again, inviting you in the comments if there's something that you feel is helpful, because we want to make this collaborative. Any suggestions that you have, anything that has worked for you in your search that you feel was like outside of the box. Not everyone was doing it. If you're willing to share, that would be great because you'd be paying it forward. You'd be helping other people in transition on this platform to have a more effective search and to get connected with their next role. That would be great. So we want your ideas. Also, too, I want your comments on the different suggestions that I've given here. If you think, Christine, I've tried that hasn't worked with me or worked for me, I want to know that. Also, too, if you're willing to try one of my suggestions, that would be great. And then come back here and comment and let us know what the result was. Christine, I did give it a try. It worked great. Thank you very much. Oh, back to the video messaging. I forgot to say this. You can send video messages in LinkedIn messaging. I want to say you can only do that with your first degree connection. So I don't remember. You may not be able to do that with second degree. And what do you do in that situation? Or if you have someone's email and you want to send them a video message, I recommend using Loom. You can use video messaging on Loom. It's super easy. It's very user-friendly. Looms are great, and you can use Loom for free. So try Loom to give you more flexibility by using both Loom video messaging and then using the video messaging that's embedded in LinkedIn messaging. And then also too, using the voice messaging that's available on LinkedIn messaging. I think by using those different options, that should definitely help you to stand out from all the other people. Always put yourself in the shoes of that hiring manager. Typically, when a hiring manager has a job opening, I mean, it's a problem. It's a problem that they need to get fixed as soon as possible. And they're extremely busy. They're trying to do their job while they're trying to also fill this job opening. And you want to make it as easy for them as possible. So by you standing out, I don't want you to ever think, oh, I'm being a pest. You're not being a pest, because they have a problem that needs to be fixed. And you are the solution. So as long as you keep on telling yourself, I am the solution, you need to believe it though. If you tell yourself something and you don't believe it, then that's a whole other can of worms. So, but tell and really make sure that you truly believe it. And if you find yourself doubting yourself, maybe give yourself 3 reasons why you are the solution. Like, be an attorney, representing yourself, like proving your case to yourself. Okay. But do those things. Please comment, please react, give us your likes here, but definitely want to see your comments. Don't be a lurker. And have a great day, everyone. Happy to help, and let us know if there's any other topics that we can help you with. Bye. Take care.